Assalamu alaikum, a very good morning to all the viewers. You're tuned into PD World and you are definitely tuned into World this morning, and definitely the vitality of your morning depends on how you start your day. So after the weekend, if there's somebody who's going to office and he's not really willing that, I want to go to office, and he or she is not willing, and yes, they are obviously supposed to. So the thing is that there's a research behind it that, after the weekend, if somebody is not willing to go to the office, that means that he or she needs to quit the job and move on to another one. But with this fact, if you don't have any other option, I guess you have to go to the office. And for everybody who have had a blissful weekend, a very good morning to all of you. And for all those ladies who are out there, I guess today my show is dedicated to you, to all the females of Pakistan, because I've got such an exemplary person over here in the studio with us that, you guys will definitely be amazed of what she has done. And she's definitely accompanied by her father, who has been her mentor. And yes, over here I've got her achievements. You can see the number of papers over here and the amount of papers. I guess it's like 10 to 15 papers. And let us just start from 1999, where she was accorded as best swimmer under 10, 16 gold medals won. Best swimmer under 12, 19 gold medals won. So it'll just go on. So in total, she has won 340 gold medals. She's the first Muslim lady from Pakistan who's representing Pakistan in swimming. She's a national champion. You just name it. Whatever championship you'll name, she has won that. And let's just introduce to you our supreme guest, Kiran Khan. Assalamu alaikum. A very good morning. And she's accompanied by her father, and whose name is Khalid Zaman, who has been a world champion too. Assalamu alaikum, sir. A very good morning. And wow, Kiran, what took you to 340 medals? You acquired 340 gold medals. You won each and every championship. What sort of motivation does it take, or were you inspired by your father?
It was his dream that I'm living today, that he wanted one of his daughters to, excel in swimming. Swimming is such a sport that nobody really, puts their daughters into.
Exactly.
But in my family, it's a different case, because he was the man behind me. He himself is a swimmer, so he wanted me to swim as well.
All right.
So when I started off debuted my swimming I think it was year 2000.
1999.
Because
you won 16 gold medals.
Yes, that was the major debut of my career. So I participated in 13 events, 7 golds, 3 silvers, 3 bronze medals. So I wanted to make a record out of my medals that nobody could ever break it. So I always wanted myself to be recognized on the screen. I always wanted to make a record out of my name. That I used to watch all these swimmers and all these players that they're making records, they're making this, and I said, why not me? Why shouldn't I try it?
That's just great. A big round of applause for you. But I guess at the same time, your father deserves a big round of applause too.
Yes, he does.
So nobody opts swimming for their daughters over here in our country. So was it really difficult? The decision, was it really difficult? And since you are our own coach, so how does it all happen? How do you train her?
Yeah, it's very difficult in Pakistan, the girl swimmer.
Yeah.
So I coach Wabda that time.
All right.
And Wabda need a female swimming team.
All right.
So I try to find girl from Lahore and Karachi and everywhere.
But you couldn't.
Well, I couldn't.
All right.
So I started. I talked the Wabda officials that there is no female swimmer in Pakistan. So there is a hope in Kiran that we trained her and excel her in swimming.
Well, that's just great. And when I started my show, I actually wanted to tell all the ladies who are out there, who are watching me on their TV screens, with your own self, because it's just about motivation and dedication. If you are motivated and dedicated to what you want to do, I guess even Allah helps you, even God helps you with all of that. But Kiran, when did you actually started swimming? When you were 4 years old or 5 years old or 6 years old? And how and when and why? There are so many questions just erupting like a volcano in my head right now.
I started off swimming when I was, I think, 2.5.
2.5?
Yes,
wow.
Because he put me in the water. So
you just pushed her into the water, you just go and swim.
Yes.
You really love her. Do you really love
But
her?
the water is shallow.
Alright, boy was shallow. That's fine.
If you have to start something, you're gonna have to put your feet in.
Exactly.
So I started learning swimming at the age of 3, and I started competing in 1997. I was 7 years old.
Alright.
So I turned professional in 2000. So it was a long journey because I had my 2 brothers swimming with me. So my father coached me. My elder brother inspired me because he used to pinch me that you cannot win, you cannot swim. So one day I had a fight with him that he was not around. So I told him, let's race each other. Why not? Because he used to train him. I never trained myself. I just used to sit, across the swimming pool and wash my caps and my costumes.
Wow, okay,
I used to do the
So you just
I was a baby at that time.
Fine.
Yeah,
brother, bye. Look after yourself.
Yeah, because he used to train him so hard, I would never come across him.
Alright.
So one day I said, let's just race, because he just taught me how to swim. He never taught me how to kick, how to race each other, how to go in a straight line.
So then there was a day of self-recognition, and you said,
so
yes,
I
let's
had
race.
this thing in me that he keeps on telling me that I cannot swim, I cannot win him. So I took off the jump and I started swimming, and he accidentally, saw me swimming so well.
Yeah.
So after that, I was his
Alright,
student.
so after that, you were his student,
Yes,
and then
I
he
never
started.
stopped.
Then he was like, alright, son, you need to take a break. I'll focus my energies on her. But talking about that, there are 4 different styles. There are butterfly, backstroke, front stroke, and the other one is freestyle.
Yeah, yes.
So you're jack of all trades.
Yes.
You've done them all.
I have never trained myself for all strokes. I started off with breaststroke.
Alright.
Then I turned into a freestyler. Then I turned into a backstroker. And in the end, my fly was so good that when I started doing my individual medal, which has all the 4 strokes, I became a medalist swimmer. So that's it. I'm all round.
Oh, that's just great. And 340 gold medals. That's just amazing. And Khalid Sahab, do you take pride in it?
Yeah.
How much of it, because wherever you go, people must be talking about her, people must be talking about your sons too, and you yourself have been a grandmaster and a gold medalist too. So how do you feel at times when you know that my son and my daughters are just gold medalists and they are earning good money and they are the best? So how do you feel? How would a parent feel?
It's very, very. It's not in the word.
So there are no words to explain such feelings.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say. So what about you? When you look up to your father and when you have accomplished so much, how do you feel that you make your parents proud every day?
Yeah, it's their effort that I'm here today. If they haven't put me in water, I wouldn't be here recognized as Kiran Khan or whatsoever.
Exactly.
I constantly try and do my best for them as they're doing for me. I try and pay back what they have done for me. I try. It's very hard for me as an individual because they have such efforts. They have their eyes on me. They have their dreams with me. So I really have to look upon them that I do not make a mistake. I do not lose if I'm not well, because if I'm not well, if I'm not doing good in my game, it would hurt me, it would hurt them as well. So I really have to take care of myself a lot than usual, that I have to prepare for this game. So I have to sacrifice a lot. If they have sacrificed for me, I have sacrificed twice as much as they have.
But how do you have to sacrifice? For example, if they have sacrificed, that's quite understandable. They, they put their confidence in you and they motivate you, dedicate. All their energies are focusing
They invest in me.
Yeah. But then how do you compromise?
I compromise in the sense that I do not go out meet my friends. I have done half of my studies at home. I have given them time. If they want to prepare me, I would quit anything I'm doing. I would leave anything. If they want me to train for a certain game, I would give them all my time. I would give them myself and my full concentration so they can do the best with me, so I can give them the best.
So that really means that, for example, if I'm dedicated for something and I want to do something, that really means that, I love that particular sport or that particular piece
you
of
really
work.
have to give it a time. You really have to, shut everything down to just do one particular thing. With swimming, I cannot do anything else.
So do you love swimming, or it's just a time pass for you?
Swimming is my passion. It's not
swimming is your passion. That's the point. So then you're not compromising, Kiran. Because if you love something...
if I love something, I love my friends as well.
Wow.
So they really go like, Kiran, you really cut off with us. Kiran,
Yeah.
you really do this. Even my principals were like, you need to come to school.
Well, that's just great. But, you know, talking about that, and since you are achieving so much, I guess that's fine enough. You know, there's a stage in your life when you have to excel. Because now your friends even look up to you, and they must be, you know, taking out your name. Yeah, they must be calling out your name at other places that, you know, Kiran
Yes,
Khan,
they do.
she's
They
the
do.
best swimmer. Yeah, I know her.
They have understood that why I took, you know, backed off for such a long time. I stay away from home. I miss my home. I stayed in camps for years. I miss training with him. Sometimes I had to change my coach. You know, there's a lot of things happening in athletes' life, especially in mine, because I'm very dedicated and very focused to my work. If I have, you know, if they tell me that I can win this, and if I give my full concentration, my time, my strength, my energy, because there's a whole team behind me. If I have a coach, I have a physiotherapist behind me.
Yeah.
I have my mother as my dietitian and my doctor behind me. I have 2 more doctors behind me. I have 3 more coaches at my club. There's a whole team behind one person.
Wow.
And you would just see me excelling. You would not see them, the team behind me.
Yes, exactly. Same is the case with all the singers out there. Because, you know, for example, if somebody is singing Allama Iqbal's poetry, so, you know, for example, if I am singing it, so, you know, what will actually happen is that, you know, people would recognize that poetry as a song of mine.
Yes.
Not as Allama Iqbal's poetry. But yes, he's a legendary poet. Yes, people will definitely remember that. But once a singer sings it, the song definitely is with the singer. It's going to lie with the singer, and people will actually remember it like that. But same is the case with you. For example, if you're going to be in a competition and you'll win, people will definitely accord it with you, not with the entire team which is behind you, because they're just behind the scene.
Because I want to tell everyone, it's not just me. There are 12 people behind me. I am their creation. I am not created by myself.
Wow, that's just great. But that motivation which you require, obviously that's there with you. But let's talk about all those training camps which you have to go to. What actually happens in a training camp, and for how long do you have to be away from home?
Training camps are for like 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year as well.
And they are in Pakistan? Or you have to go
usually
abroad for
they
that?
are in Pakistan. I had my first international training camp in year 2000. I was 10.5 years old. I went with my father because I couldn't travel alone at that time. So it was a 3 months camp, and we trained over there for like...
In Singapore.
In Singapore.
In Singapore.
So, yeah.
Why in Singapore, sir?
Because in any other country did not accept her.
Did not accept you. Why? What was the reason?
Because
we are Muslims.
All right. So that was the only reason why they were not accepting?
They would not accept the Muslim women coming over there.
All
They
right.
would accept Muslim men.
All right. Well,
So
well,
because
that's...
we have a different, you know, we have a different image on people's mind. They would ask us, though, why don't you wear a niqab? Why? Oh, how will you swim with such a big team? You know, they have really different questions, which really shocks me as well.
Since, you know, obviously, you know, you need to take, you know, for all those people who are actually viewing us right now, this biasness has to go out. Because if we'll be biased for example, in the coming years, I don't think that, you know, the women from our country will be able to excel. For example, hats off to Khalid Zaman Sahab, because Khalid Zaman Sahab was the one who actually motivated her daughter, and, you know, she was just 10.5 years old, and he was the one who actually took the decision that, yeah, she's going to do this and she's going to be away from home. But at the same time, you know, that really means that your parents have got a great sort of confidence in you. And have you maintained it over the years?
I think so, because I am still continuing my swimming. So
Yes.
they really, they haven't still. He is very busy with his new project, but he always gets his time for me to drop me to my club, so I can train every day for 2 hours. I do not stop, because if I don't swim or if I don't do my gym for 1 day, it would cost me a training of 1 week. So I go back 1 week behind. So I have this aggression in me that I want to train, because it's been 2 years. I haven't, you know, really participated in any international competition or in a domestic level competition. So I have maintained that for the years.
Wow, that's just great. But why haven't you participated in competitions?
Story.
Why? All right, let's just share it with all our viewers. What actually happened?
Because we have our PSB fighting with POA. International committees are fighting with each other. So, it's their fights are costing the athletes, the
They're replicating on
1,000 athletes in Pakistan who participate in international competition.
Alright.
So if they don't settle their arguments, we don't get to participate outside Pakistan.
Which societies are they?
Pakistan Sports Board and Pakistan Olympic Association.
Alright, so Pakistan Sports Board, yeah, obviously because
Then International Olympic Association. The three boards are fighting with each other.
Yes, so my message to these societies and these boards is that, please make sure that, just because of your arguments, athletes over here does not suffer from what they are suffering, because Kiran Khan over here has won 340 gold medals and she's suffering because of your argument. I guess we really need to bring it to table, we really need to discuss it, and then we really need to come up with a solution where both the boards or the societies are at a point where those agreements can be reached, so that these athletes do not suffer.
It's a matter. It's not. They should not see that who's gonna get whose seat. They should really see where Pakistan sports is going. It's drowning right now.
Well, that really happens.
They really have to look for the athletes, because if they say that sports really changes your country's identification.
Yeah.
They really change it, because if we win, Pakistan wins.
Exactly.
If cricket wins, Pakistan wins. If cricket lose, Pakistan lose. So we athletes are the faces of Pakistan. If you don't let us participate outside Pakistan, nobody will ever know what is Pakistan, who is coming from Pakistan.
Exactly.
Because I really had an experience. They were like, oh, there's a country name in Pakistan. I was like, yes.
All right, well, that's just great. And Kiran, but to be very honest, I'm really happy that you're doing so well, you're doing so great, and you are taking the name of Pakistan to another level that really makes us proud, because you're a patriotic woman, your father is a patriotic man. I am a patriotic person too, because I try to highlight the talent we have over here in Pakistan. But at the same time, since you have won so many gold medals, so now if you're in a competition, you already know. Has there been a situation when you already know that, yes, I'm going to win?
There has always been this situation.
That
I always go prepared. I never take my chances.
But how do you prepare yourself? What do you have to do? For example, if you go to the gym on daily basis and you swim on daily basis, what do you have to focus your energies on?
I really have to, because I have come so far. I have trained for so many years now. My training is very technical. I have to really go with my technical techniques, with my turns and starts, because the endurance training, the strength training, I'm doing it already. So what really makes me win is my technical stuff, because the younger generation who's coming up, my sister is my next rival.
All right.
I have a rivalry at my home. She's playing for different department, I'm playing for different department, and she is very good.
Oh,
and she's the new upcoming.
So the gold medals are going to revolve inside your home.
Yes.
Wow, that's just great.
Yeah.
Khalisa, what are the most common techniques? For example, I swim myself too, and even I'm a good swimmer, and it's because of my star sign too, because I'm Aquarius, and Aquarius people are usually fond of water. What about you, Kiran, though? What's your star sign?
I'm Aquarius as well.
So you're Aquarius too. Wow, that's just great. But Khalisa, what are the most common techniques used in swimming?
The technique is the daily practice.
Daily practice, that's it.
Yeah.
But there's
no shortcut.
There's no shortcut.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you have to say about this, Kiran? Because when you jump, initially, even
swimming is totally a mental game. It's not done by heart. It's done from here. If I think that I'm going to drown, I will drown. If I think that I'm going to turn from this distance, because I have to calculate the whole of my swimming, that my arm is moving this way, I'm going to swim in this direction, because I have to think it over here. Before my race, before my training session, I have to prepare my mind that this is going to be a 2-hour torture. So I have to prepare my brain that I have to keep my body moving. And I have to keep that energy up, because if I think that I'm going to drown right now, or if I'm tired, I will be tired.
So the longest ever pool length you have swimmed is 500 meters?
No,
50 meters.
50 meters.
It's a 50-meter pool.
All right.
And I have swum
the distance.
The
highest
we go,
distance is 800 meters.
800 meters. And how much time did you took in
10 minutes.
10 minutes you did 800 meters.
Yes, 10
and
minutes.
Then
it's like 16 lengths of the pool, 50 meter.
In a go.
In a go.
Oh my God. And then when you came out, you were like,
No.
It's not like this, but we're tired.
Yeah, obviously one gets tired, and
Yeah, it's very. I'm not tired in my training, but when I'm doing my competition, I'm like doing one event, then another, then I'm really tired because I really have to break the records as well. I have to swim twice faster as my training.
All right. So how many records have you broken so far?
I have 10 national records, 2 international records.
Wow, that's just great. And what were you supposed to do in those records? Would you mind sharing it with all our viewers so that they would know what Kiran Khan is?
They were always my records because I was the one who made them in 13 years ago. So I kept on breaking every year. So every year I have to swim twice faster.
So you were breaking your own records?
Yes, I was breaking my own records because breaking my own record is a very tough, job. Because if I don't break it, they would question me that why aren't you swimming so well? Because I have to swim twice as faster as every time. Now I'm the fastest Pakistani swimmer as well because one of my rivalry swimmer, she took that because if I win, I lose too. It's not that I keep on winning, but losing makes me better. Because I want to come back stronger.
And who's your strongest contender in this field of swimming, in this sports?
Nowadays, my sister.
Your sister is your strongest contender.
Right.
Well, that's just great. But all right, can we do something of this sort that you can throw an open challenge to all those Pakistani women who are out there, and then we'll arrange something of that sort. So then we'll see that who's going to swim faster and who's going to do it. Are you ready for an open challenge?
Yes, I am ready. Any
We'll do that after a short break. But at this very moment, for everybody who's tuned into PD World, first of all, a very good morning. And for all those people who just tuned in, we've got Kiran Khan with us, who is the face of Pakistan, and I don't know what else to say because she has won 340 gold medals. I don't know what takes her to those limits, but whatever is taking her to those limits, I pray that she stays blessed and she stays healthy, and she's going to challenge all those women of Pakistan who are viewing us right now on our show. And you can definitely call us in, you can talk about that, and if you want to register yourself, you'll have to call us in. So the number is 051-920-6541 if I remember it right, but it's going to be on your TV screens in a while. Let's see, but yeah, it's on your TV screens. Let me cheat a little. It's 051-920-6541. If there's anybody out there, females only, all right, who thinks that she can beat Kiran Khan in swimming, and will definitely arrange a competition for that. She's going to challenge each and every woman of Pakistan. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, because when we come back, she's going to challenge all of you. Let's take a break. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You are tuned into World this morning, and at this very moment I am accompanied by the Golden Girl, and she's definitely known as a Golden Girl because of the amount of gold medals she has won, and she's the best swimmer over here in Pakistan. And what is going to happen in our show right now is that the international level champion is going to challenge each and every Pakistani female to race with her, and if she's going to win, we are going to give her prizes, surprises, and a lot of other stuff. So let's just do it. Kiran Khan, I guess number 2 is your camera. You just have to look into the camera. You can challenge anybody you want, and then we'll take it from there. All right, let's see. And challenge it like a sportswoman. That thing should actually be seen in you.
All right.
Yeah.
Any Pakistani athlete, any female who wants to challenge me for a race, any race of your choice, your platform.
Yeah, it's all right.
Any Pakistani female who wants to challenge me for a race, any race, your selected pool, your selected area, I'll be there for the challenge. Any race you want to challenge me for, I challenge you to beat me in any race you want to, any stroke, any time, anywhere, I'll be there.
That's just great. That's just amazing. And if in case, that particular person who's going to challenge you loses, what are you going to charge?
I'm not going to charge them, but I would really appreciate their effort to come, really over to me, step up to me, and who would throw this challenge and who would actually swim with me. So that it will be an honor for me as well as for them.
Yes, obviously.
I would not take it harsh. If I lose, I would give them surprise and prizes. If they lose, that I would still give them.
Wow, that's just great. And it is an opportunity for all those women who are out there, because Pakistani women eventually said they are not fond of doing any sort of exercise. They just want to sit back home, make their children do some work, and do all those things which are related to their homes and laundry and all of that stuff. So I guess it's a good opportunity, and for all those people who are out there, I guess it's a good opportunity to even swim with such a sportswoman who is our champion, who is representing Pakistan on national, international level, has won so many gold medals, and it's going to be impressive. So if you want to, if you really think, first of all, you just need to take your time. You need to think whether you can do this or not, whether you can pull this off or not. It shouldn't be a publicity stunt. So what you need to do is that, you need to call in our studios right now. The number is on your TV screens. You need to tell us your name, your address, your cell phone number. We'll call you up in the studio. First, we'll have a chat with you, and then we'll see whether, you're up for that or not. But, just decide it right now, right there. If you're viewing it, just decide it and let us know so that we can definitely call you in, though. So now coming back to the topic, Kiran, do you think that, over here in Pakistan, we've got those particular facilities which are necessary for the training of such sort of activity?
I wouldn't say no, but I wouldn't say yes as well.
All right, so it's 50-50.
It's 60-40.
60-40.
Yeah, because we do have
60 is no and 40 is yes?
60 is yes,
60
40
is, yes.
is no.
Wow, that's just great, and she's positive too. Wow, that's just amazing. Good.
I am supposed to be positive.
Wow.
I am not supposed to say bad about sports because I know what's happening because I'm in it. 60% is good because we do have swimming pools.
Yes.
We do have facilities. The thing is, we are not, utilizing them.
All right.
Whatever they have made, it's for public.
Okay.
It's not for particularly for athletes. It's not an institute for athlete. We have private clubs as well. In private clubs, you cannot, if you take a membership is very costly.
Yeah,
I am a member of right now for 7 clubs.
Right.
So if one is closed, I would go to the other. Then I would go the other.
Would you mind lending me one of it?
Sure.
All right.
So in private clubs you cannot train. Because it's a public pool, and
exactly.
and
there are kids and all other people in the pool.
They have kids, they have old age people who would who are very aggressive and very rude. So they would go like, why don't you train some other time? So I really have to train with my father.
Right.
So over here in Pakistan, we have Muslim culture, so women go into the parda, and then I cannot train with my father. The only 3, I think we have 4 to 5 swimming pools, international standard swimming pools. 2 are over here in Islamabad.
Yeah.
2 are there in Lahore, but they're not ready to be swim in, and 2 are there in Karachi. The thing is,
there has to be a particular lane separated for athletes so that they can.
We have a particular standard of swimming pool that we players have to swim in, because when we go on international competition, we really have to swim in that area or in that portion. So we really have to train in those water, in those lanes, in those sort of atmosphere to really get into the races. But we do not we have it, but we're not utilizing it.
All right.
So it's really government's fault that they have really shut down all the swimming pools, because.
All right, but talking about that, since I've been living in Islamabad, I was born over here, I was raised over here. So what I'm sure of is that over here in Islamabad we've got sports complex.
Yes, the sports complex.
That's a massive facility, and
you have seen this sports complex. It's one of my favorite places to swim in Pakistan.
It's just amazing. It's just amazing, and hats off to the government, because I guess they were the ones to pull it off. And yes, at times there are difficulties.
I have won my first international, not first, my 7th, the last international competition I won for Pakistan, beating India and Sri Lanka, was that in that swimming pool.
Wow, so she has even beaten India and Sri Lanka
in that swimming pool.
In the sports complex swimming pool. Wow, that's just great.
So that pool is very special to me.
It is, and it is even special for all of us too, because I've been there, I've grown up there.
I did my first debut competition in that swimming pool. Islamabad is the place where I started my debut swimming career.
Islamabad is a lovely place otherwise even. But Khalid, coming on to you, would you agree to it that 60% of facilities are available and 40% of facilities are not?
Yes.
And
pool are available,
but
there is no permission
for training
for
purposes.
for the teams.
for the teams to come over there and
train at their own.
All right, but you know, whenever you go to a pool, do you really have to be a member of that club, or you just can go and train yourself?
You really have to give them 1 million rupees to get the membership done.
All right, so I've got another opinion. It's just an opinion, since, you know, these days even anchors think that, you know, they're policy makers. I'm not a policy maker. I'm just trying to give an opinion, and my opinion is that, you know, for such athletes, I think all the clubs should actually give them such a deal that, you know, they're more than welcome. They can come whenever they want and they can train themselves, because I guess even with this aspect, if you're wise enough, people are going to come to your club just to get a glimpse of such national and international champions. But Kiran, coming back to the point, so yes, obviously, you know, since you're a Muslim woman, you really have to be careful about your costume too. So how have you designed it? How have you planned it?
It's the international committee. They have seen the more you cover your body, the faster you go. That's the new technique in the international swimming as well. You would not see any naked women swimming over there.
Right.
Everybody would wear a knee-length fast skin.
Right.
Fast skin is the only swimming costume you would wear, and you would swim in it.
So there's less friction.
Yes.
Okay.
So you cannot wear anything else other than that costume. So it's all covered. There's no you know, there's only half legs and half legs. It's better than our modeling.
Yeah.
So we're going almost all naked.
We're not in competition with modeling or swimming or something of that sort. But that's just great, you know, because that will definitely make you feel comfortable.
We always swum in all the international. If you go and, you know, search for all the swimming costume, they were you know, ankle length.
All right.
Then they put it half to knee length. They would not go shorter than that, because they know that the less friction. The swimsuits are very expensive. They rupees one pair, and you would only wear them in 2 to 3 competitions. That's
Why?
it. It would tear apart, and you cannot, you know, do the.
So every time when you're going for a competition,
you really have to have a new one.
And you have to buy it from your own pocket.
Yes.
All right. So are there any international standards related to your costume and your style and each and everything?
No, style is at whatever you want to swim in. It's your coach's technique. If he makes you swim, he makes you look beautiful when you're swimming. It's really your coach's technique. Seriously,
right.
If you cannot swim beautifully, you will go chapper and you'll.
All right. But how important is it to look good when you're about to swim? For example, you're at the podium. You're on the board. You are just about to jump.
When we're on
do
the
you
podium,
even have to wear makeup on you?
You can.
You can. So do you at times?
Because yes.
All right.
Because it's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
It's camera on my head. It's camera underwater.
And since we are talking about a golden girl, so you have to
no, it's
throw
not
that
me.
starlight.
I have 10 competitors standing,
yes.
4 over here and 5 this way.
All right.
I'm in the middle. If I'm in the middle, in the fastest lane, so you really have to, you know, not for a single second, you would drop your attitude.
Right.
You really have to, you know, look up high, keep your nose, head, everything high, because you have to really confuse your competitors.
That yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull this
because
out.
We do really look at each other's eye, and we'll just keep on, you know, telling them that's the pool, baby.
Yeah, that's a pool. That's a pool. I like that. You know, whatever she's saying, I just like that. I'm just loving each and every word being said by her, because I can feel that attitude here. Yeah. Are you ready?
Yes, because we show our muscles, we shake our bodies, and when we're on the starting block, when we jump off, and when we finish a race, the cameras are everywhere. So when you win, you really, you know, there's something in you just, you know, yells out of you, and we go like yes, and you know, there's these positive vibes and these tears are coming off. The camera is capturing every single, you know, expression of yours.
Yes, because. But you know,
you have seen when
I will just move on to Khalid Saab for a while. So whenever she's in a competition and she wins, how do you feel?
He goes louder than me.
Start of race, end of race.
Yeah,
it's very very tough.
Yeah,
time for
very
me.
You must be tense back then.
Yeah,
you know, I have never seen my sister swimming alone. Yeah. So when I was watching her, my heart was like this pounding. I was like, oh my God, she's gonna drown. She's gonna do this. You know, I can imagine what he's feeling at my time, because when she was swimming, he was yelling so loud, and I was just looking at him. What is wrong with?
Yeah, what's wrong? You know, she can even
You know,
barely
when
hear you
she-
while in the pool because you know.
No,
it's
I
just-
could hear him. I can
All the
hear
time.
him because I can hear him, you know, running across the lanes, telling me to go faster. You know, he has a very tough job.
Wow, that's just
You know, he's I think in my last nationals, I broke the 8 years old record. So you was like yelling on top of my lungs, and he was yelling on top of his lungs.
But do you even share your cash prizes with your coach or with your father or with your mother or with your team? Do you do that or you just save money?
Whatever I earn, whatever I win, I just give it to him, so he saves it.
Wow, that's just great. And
I have never, you know, asked him कि ये मेरे हैं, you know, you just give it to me. I would go to him and give it to him and tell him to
because at
cash
the
it
same time,
and then give it to me.
because at the same time you're a Pakistani daughter too, and you have got all those values embedded in you, and wow, that's just great. That's just amazing. But you know, for all those people who are viewing us right now, I've got a research fact to share with you that you know. A bunch of doctors, they came up with a research that you know swimming is one of the best exercises which actually will make you healthy day by day, and it tones you up. It can do whatever it feels like. But you know, at this very moment, let me tell you, swimming is one of the best exercises. It was a recent research, but now the doctors, they just came up with an idea that you know simple walk or jogging is once again considered to be the best sport or whatever, you know, not even sport but an exercise. So on number 2 we have got swimming. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, swimming is not on number 2. I would suggest it on number 1.
It was on number 1.
Yeah, because mostly elderly age people who cannot run, walk, they would come into swimming pool and they would swim around 50 to 60 lengths. They surprise me even.
Yeah, I've seen that. You know, a lot of
Swimming
people.
is the best exercise for all those who's suffering from any injury, because it's a very recovering
Yes.
exercise. All those who suffering from knee injuries, any you know, orthopedic surgeries, any orthopedic pain, anything, anyone from scoliosis, any back pain, for everything swimming is because swimming is from head to toe tip.
Wow, exactly it is. And you know, I've even witnessed people with disabilities, people who cannot walk, they do swim. They just jump into the pool.
Because they really have to get their bodies moving. If they don't move, if you're not walking, you're swimming. Because I have seen people in Lahore, what doctors are suggesting, if you want to recover from a backache, if you want to recover from any surgery, go swim every day.
Because it's like a hydrotherapy.
Yes,
and it
is.
definitely affects on that too. But talking about your diet, Kiran, what sort of diet do you have to opt for? Because your mother is your dietitian. So
Yes.
what do you eat on daily basis?
I would say I'm a vegetarian.
You're a vegetarian.
I'm a vegetarian, but at times I quit my veggie love.
Alright.
My daily diet, it has like 6 to 7 portions of it, and 6 to 7 heavy portions. I have 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches. And
2 breakfasts, 2 lunches.
2 breakfasts, 2 lunches,
Lucky
because
you.
I have
Yeah.
lucky my cook who has to cook every day.
Yeah.
Because I have my breakfast before my training, then after my obviously after swimming, if you were swimming.
One gets very hungry.
So hungry.
You can even eat the towels you have at that very moment, because you know you get so hungry that you just feel like having
when
something.
you're swimming, your body squeezes inside. You know, your muscles becomes you really have to fuel up yourself.
Exactly.
Then I have my lunch at 12 o'clock before my gym. Then after my my regular lunch, then I have my protein shakes at 4, and then I go back to my training. Then I come back. When I'm on my way back, I have my sandwiches and whatever so I have. Then when 9 o'clock I have my dinner again, then milk and so on. So it just goes on, because I have to never keep myself hungry. I have to keep on eating, so I store energy for next day for his.
So it's a long
awesome
process.
training.
Wow, that's
Yes.
just great. So do you have any other competitions coming up in this year?
Yes, 2014 has been, it has lots of stuff. It has National Swimming Championship, it has National Games, it has Asian Games, it has Commonwealth Games. If Pakistan resolves all these fights with the international committee, inshallah, we all, the Pakistan contingent, will be in the international arena one more time, and hopefully we'll win, because everybody is training and everybody is really positive with onto this, that this situation will resolve, because every single athlete wants to play internationally and win medals, because if we don't play internationally, we're nothing.
Yes, indeed, this situation will definitely will arise as being solved because the new government, they are definitely taking initiatives of all sort, and I guess we are going to touch each and every dimension of it. But at this very moment, before going, let me just tell you that nobody dare to accept your challenge, and our prize money, your prizes and surprises and all of that is just safe. And God bless you, Khalid Saab, God bless you too, because you were the one who gave Pakistan the golden girl, and you dedicated your daughter for your own country. I guess it's just amazing. Nothing else can be more amazing than that. And the only thing which I would like to mention over here, that particular attitude you have is just very necessary, and just keep it that way, and remember that you're a daughter of Pakistan, and you'll be remembered
that
that
attitude
way.
is till the pool, till my gym, till my exercise area, till my competition area. After that, I'm one normal happy person.
Wow, that's just great. So thank you very much, Kiran,
thank you so
for
much
being
for
over
coming.
here. Thank you very much, Mr. Khalid Zaman, for being over here. And with this, for all our viewers, yes, it was definitely a very entertaining episode. That's how I felt about it. But before going, there's a simple message for all of you. As Kiran just mentioned that, while I am over there in the arena or in the pool, I'm playing, I have that attitude, but after that, I'm a normal, happy person. So the conclusion of this entire story, this entire program is that, humbleness is one essential element which takes you to skies, and there's no limit to sky. You just cannot say that, the sky is 50 kilometers up. So if you want to touch the skies, and you just don't want anything to stop you from achieving what you want, and it's a positive thing, I think that you need to be humble too, because if you're not going to be humble, I don't think that you're going to make it so far, because then people are really reluctant to see you. Because initially I even had this problem. People used to think that I'm full of attitude and I was of that sort, but when they actually came to me and they knew me that what sort of person I am, I guess not wrong though, but they are in love with me, and I'm in love with them too. I'm in love with all of you though, so thank you very much for staying tuned. You can always write to us on our Facebook fan page. Don't forget to write to us. Thank you very much. Very good morning to all of you, and have a great week ahead. Thank you very much.